Welcome to the Phantom Radar Battalion. Locking on today's key events, August 12, 2024. Let's dive into the most pressing global developments and the personal stakes involved across different regions. Tensions are running a little high in the Middle East, and the situation is getting more tense by the hour. The UK Prime Minister had a tense 30-minute phone call with the Iranian president, urging him to step back from the brink and reconsider threats of military strikes against Israel. This is part of a desperate global effort to cool things down before it's too late. Meanwhile, the U.S. is not taking any chances. Another destroyer, the USS Laboon, has just moved into the eastern Mediterranean, joining a growing fleet of American warships ready to respond if things spiral out of control. President Biden is clearly on edge, spending his morning on the phone with leaders from the UK, France, Germany, and Italy, trying to keep everyone on the same page as the Middle East simmers. Iran, however, seems undeterred. The country's military actions are making the world nervous. Their stealth drones, which can slip past radars undetected, are now keeping a close eye on the US and Spanish warships in the Persian Gulf. Iran's leadership isn't just flexing their muscles, they're gearing up for something big. In Gaza, the situation is heartbreaking and brutal. Pro-Iranian Hezbollah forces have launched a series of attacks on IDF targets in northern Israel, pushing the conflict closer to the point of no return. Meanwhile, in Gaza City, the violence is claiming more lives. A family in the northern part of the city had their world shattered by an airstrike that left 2 dead. The devastation is real, and it's happening right now. Adding to the chaos, Israeli forces stormed the town west of Salford, escalating the already tense atmosphere. As these events unfold, the UK's Prime Minister's appeal for de-escalation with Iran takes on a whole new level of urgency. But with rockets flying and bombs dropping, it's hard to see how words can stop the violence that's already engulfing the region. Syria, already battered by years of war, now faces another layer of crisis. An earthquake hit the country, shaking towns in both Syria and Jordan. The quake, measuring 5.4 on the Richter scale, adds yet another burden to a population already living on the edge. But the war isn't pausing for natural disasters. In the northwest, Assad forces are relentlessly shelling villages, causing more death and displacement. In the northeast, the situation is just as grim. Shellings between SDF and pro-government groups has reignited along the Euphrates River, leaving civilians caught in the crossfire. In Ukraine, the fog of war is thicker than ever. The offensive in Russia is heating up, but it's hard to know exactly what's happening. Ukrainian forces are pushing forward, and reports suggest they've penetrated deep into Russian territory. But details are murky. Both sides are playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse, making it nearly impossible to get a clear picture of where the front lines really are. Then there's the fire at the nuclear plant in Russia, a terrifying reminder of how high the stakes are. Both Ukraine and Russia are pointing fingers, with each side blaming the other for the blaze. The truth is hard to find. But one thing is certain, the risk of disaster is real, and the situation is far from under control. Over in the UK, things are just as tense, but in a different way. Violence and unrest are becoming the new norm. Yesterday, a stabbing left a woman and a young girl injured, adding to the growing sense of fear on the streets. But it's not just physical violence that's the issue. British authorities are cracking down hard on online speech, blocking American IP addresses from police websites and threatening legal action against anyone, anywhere, who crosses the line. And if that's not enough, the European Union is now going after Elon Musk, warning him about potential legal trouble if Donald Trump says something offensive during the upcoming interview on X. It's a stark reminder of how far the governments are willing to go to control the narrative and limit what people can say. On the home front, the focus is on the Middle East, where military preparations are in full swing. The Pentagon isn't taking any chances, with the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group being sent to the eastern Mediterranean to join other forces already on high alert. The message is clear. The US is ready for whatever comes next, but no one knows what that will be. That's all for today's briefing. The world is a tense and dangerous place right now, with crises brewing on multiple fronts. Stay tuned, stay informed, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.